I'll do this one. Hi, how you going? Thank you so much for having me back here at Ignite. It's always an absolute pleasure to be here with you guys. That's great. Leslie, be a journalist. You can be a journalist. Okay, who here had a good week at school? A good week? Who here was surprised by Narnia in the English week? Yeah, I love surprises. So that's kind of why we did it, because we wanted to surprise everybody. And I'm a big fan of surprises. I love it when you go through your wallet. Like tonight I was going through my wallet, I was buying some HJs on the way here, and I found $20 in my wallet. And I was like, yes! Cool, $20, I didn't know I had that. And all the times when you find like a chocolate bar in the bottom of your bag, and it's been there for about a year, and it kind of like looks a little bit funky, kind of smells bad, probably tastes good, and then you try it because you're so hungry and it does taste good, and it doesn't make you throw up. That's the best. I love that, you know? Has anyone here ever had a surprise party? Anyone had a surprise party for any of them? Yes? When I was like 13, I organised this really boring little party with a couple of my friends, because I couldn't be bothered organising a big one. And my friends were like, yeah, that's cool. And little did I know, they organised this massive party for me. All of my friends were there. It's the best birthday ever. It was great. So I love surprises. But there are times when surprises can be a little bit awkward or a little bit strange. Like I was invited to speak at this leadership camp once. And I got there, and it was a really long way away. Like it was like 2-hour drive, and I was wearing like these tight jeans, and I got like this massive wedgie on the way there. And I get to this camp, and I'm just like, okay, I've got to put on this wedgie. No one's around like to greet me yet, so I'm just like, can't see the organizer of the camp. So I'm just like, I've got time, right? So I just dig like to the back of my pants. I'm like, it's not like one of those little wedgies. It was like, I was like digging for gold here, just like trying to get this wedgie out. And then this woman just walks out, and I'm like, hi, nice to meet you. Shake my hand, fair enough. I was like, oh, that's an awkward surprise. That's when you just get caught. But then there are surprises, and these are the ones I really want to talk about tonight, is the ones that just absolutely rock your world, Like where everything is just going fine in your world, and then suddenly something happens that kind of just like knocks you off your feet, That really like knocks the wind out of you. And sometimes they just completely break your heart. So I'm talking about those big disappointments, like when your friends let you down, or your parents like really hurt you. Or things you just thought your life was just going to turn out different. And sometimes life just doesn't turn out the way that you thought it would, hey? And I'm sure like a lot of you can probably relate to that, when you've been like wandering around in your happy little existence, and then suddenly something happens and you're like, oh, I just don't understand why that's happened. Or and it just makes you just question so many things. So like earlier this year, my grandmother passed away. And my grandmother was like super granny. Like she was like Bear Grylls' grandmother. Like she was insane. Yeah, like she would go she was 80 years old, right? And she would go like camel trekking through Egypt. And she was like scuba diving in South America. And she like went on safari in Africa. Like she was super granny. Yeah, so when she got really sick, like none of us were expecting it. And one day she just had real trouble breathing, and then she had to go to hospital, and she was actually meant to leave like in like a month or two time. She had to go overseas and go on another one of her adventures, but she actually passed away before she was actually able to go. And that completely just, completely came out of the blue for us. We were so surprised, and we just weren't expecting that to happen, because she was just like literally like super grandma. And sometimes stuff happens that just like can just shake what we believe. And there are things that happen that just sort of take you on these different directions to where you thought life would take you. And it can leave you in these situations where you're like, God, what are you doing? Like, God, where are you in this situation? Why is this so hard? And like, what are you actually doing? And are you even there? And there's this really great story in the Bible, because I was talking about these stories this term. And there's this guy called Joseph. And Joseph's this 17-year-old guy. That's when we get introduced to him in the Bible. And he's the favourite in the family. So he's got 7 brothers, and he is like the mama's boy or the papa's boy, because like everyone, like the parents just love him. And he gets away with everything. He's like one of those, he's like an annoying little brother or sister who just gets away with like murder in their family, and you do the same thing. Your parents are just like, what's that now? And you're like, whoa, come on. Yeah, my younger brother is just like that. He gets away with everything. Fake cries and stuff. Seriously. So this is what Joseph is like. And his dad loves him so much that he gets him like this special coat with like lots of colours. And Joseph, he's a little bit young, he's a little bit arrogant, so he just walks around in his coat and he's like, yeah, check out my coat. Bet you wish you had a coat like this, hey? Yeah. And his brothers, they really don't like him, they get quite jealous of him. So one day, they just decide to kill him. Yeah, and that's the end of the story. No, it's not. So they decide to kill him. It's a little bit extreme, and instead of actually killing him, they change their mind because they just think, okay, that's a bit much, maybe killing him. So they throw him into a pit. And what they know about Joseph as well is that God has actually given Joseph all these dreams and visions about his future. So, God has told Joseph, like, you're going to be something huge in the future. You're really going to make a difference in the world in the future. And I've just got my hand on your life. And Joseph knows all these things. But then one day, he's in this pit, and his brothers are like, okay, well, maybe we won't kill him. We'll sell him. Yeah, let's sell him. We'll sell him as a slave. So they sell him as a slave to these people who are coming past in their camels, and they're like, hey, we've got this guy, we're going to sell him to you. And then he gets sold as a slave. And I'm so sure that at this time, Joseph is probably feeling a little bit down. What do you think? Yeah? Would you feel down? I feel down.